pre-wall installation? Great, but be sure to do it efficiently. Join the Mesenburg group for a few minutes to find out how to do it with the blaugelb Triotherm Plus pre-wall installation system, comprising the blaugelb Triotherm Plus profiles, the blaugelb hybrid polymer power fix, and the blaugelb frame screw fix FKT30, and you'll soon realize it was never simpler to get expert results. To make sure the hybrid polymer power fix adheres to the anchor base, carry out a trial installation at least 24 hours before the main installation task. For details, please refer to the installation instructions that you can access whenever you want at www.blaugelb.de. The site also provides more in-depth information on how to keep documentation for your construction records or make the dovetail joints in the profiles correctly. Carry out the obligatory check of the anchor base to verify it is level, perpendicular, and horizontal. We also recommend using a laser measuring tool to check the dimensional accuracy of the clear opening. Before any Triotherm Plus installation, it is important to remove any loose material, dust, concrete sludge, or separating layers such as release oil and bitumen from the anchor base. Preparing the substrate with a diamond grinder has proved an effective way to remove separating layers. Ordinary building dust can be removed simply with a damp hand brush. Mark the substrate depending on the planned position of the window elements, installations centrally or axially. Now cut the profiles to the right length. We use the following calculation as a guide. Element width plus 190 mm corresponds to 2 by 85 mm profile width plus 2 by 10 mm installation joints at sides. Element height plus sill connection profile plus 10 mm installation joint at top. If you know the dimension of the profiles, you can start cutting them to the right length. Always remove the first socket. The next profiles can now be connected in series with the dovetail joints and cut to the right length. To cut to length, we recommend using a miter saw with a coarse blade for longitudinal cuts. For the lower horizontal profile, mark the center point before applying the adhesive sealant to the back of the profiles. Once you have cut all profiles to the right length, seal the joints with blaugelb hybrid polymer power fix. Next, apply the mastic sealant to the back of the profiles. Please do this using the triangular nozzle supplied to make sure the right amount of blaugelb hybrid polymer power fix is applied. The honeycomb structure serves as a useful guide, and the recesses increase the bonding surface. The nozzle and the sealant are both white, so you may find it helpful to mark the nozzle to make the task easier. The lower profile is always the starting point for standard installation. A crossline laser is helpful for aligning it at the right height, but of course you can also take the measurements in the conventional way and transfer them to the anchor base. Now, bring together the two center markings on the anchor base and profile, and refer to the markings to align the profile vertically before pressing it on with a gentle to and fro action. Tap the profile fully onto the substrate using a club hammer with rubber sheath. Slight adjustments will be possible for up to about 20 minutes after applying. Use the laser and/or long spirit level to check the Triotherm Plus profile is seated correctly. If you are able to proceed straight away with installing the frame on the window, first screw the lower profile into position. If not screwed on straight away, the profiles will need between 4 and 12 hours before they are bonded firmly to the wall and will no longer be displaced by the next installation steps. Then mark the attachment points in accordance with the installation instructions, 150 mm from each end of the profile. Note that you may need to insert more fastening screws depending on the width of the element, in order not to exceed the maximum spacing between screw connections. If not screwed on straight away, the profiles will need between 4 and 12 hours before they are bonded firmly to the wall and will no longer be displaced by the next installation steps. Screw down the profile with blaugelb frame screw fix FKT30. The rest of the frame is now installed onto this base profile, starting with the side profiles. Seal the butt joint here on one side with the hybrid polymer power fix and press the side profiles firmly onto the base profile and the wall as you did with the first profile. Align with the markings and fix firmly to the masonry. Then check it is seated correctly with the spirit level. Before fitting the upper profile, seal the butt joints that have now been formed using the blaugelb hybrid polymer power fix and press the profile firmly onto the side profiles and the masonry. After initial alignment, tap fully onto the wall with the club hammer with rubber sheath. Once again, check that the profile is seated correctly with the help of a spirit level and/or laser. The attachment points all round can now be marked at 200 mm increments, starting from the inner corners, as explained in the installation instructions. The dovetail joints need to be secured with an additional screw 100 mm from the joint. The drill holes are made like they were with the lower Triotherm Plus profile, and the profiles can be screwed down all the way around. Pre-wall installation is now ready for the main window installation process. One optional measure is that you may also need to use supports for heavy elements, which will create concentrated vertical loads. Please consult the installation instructions for details of cases where this measure is necessary. Before the upper tape is fixed in position, use the blaugelb spacer block 10 mm to mark the space that the tape needs in order to expand. Then apply the 2 strips of multifunctional tape at the sides. Select the blaugelb multifunctional tape Trio SDL 750 according to joint width and frame thickness. The multifunctional tape is fixed in position on 3 sides at the top and on the sides of the inside of the blaugelb Triotherm Plus profiles, in accordance with the guidelines for proper window fitting. Then apply the 2 strips of multifunctional tape at the sides. The sealing method shown here using multifunctional tape and blaugelb hybrid polymer power fix is provided solely by way of illustration. The sealing method can be freely selected in accordance with the guidelines for proper window fitting. To seal at the base, apply the blaugelb hybrid polymer power fix to the Triotherm Plus profile to seal it. Bring the window element into the frame opening with the blaugelb sill connection profile EPS in position. Align it vertically and horizontally, then secure it in position using window fixing cleats. Note the fixing specifications and fixing spacings given in the installation instructions when screwing the window frame into the blaugelb Triotherm Plus profile. It is essential that you observe these. Use only blaugelb frame screw fix FK ZKT 37.5 mm to fix the window elements directly in the blaugelb Triotherm Plus profile. Do not pre-drill the blaugelb Triotherm Plus profiles. These screws have been system tested and are integral to the concept. Then, carry out a final inspection of the system to check it is seated correctly, perpendicularly, and horizontally. Insert the window casement in the usual way. You have now finished wall installation of the window. For more information about the blaugelb Triotherm Plus pre-wall installation system, visit us at www.blaugelb.de.